Here we go. We should have all our spots. Now, oh, there we go. I think I'm going to have to practice this. So there we go. You can see that's a satellite map of where we are. And at the moment, we are, let's change the color. We are sitting right, parallel road. We are about there, where that spot is. So that's where we are. Now that lioness that has moved all the way like this. There we go. That's what she's done, and Jamie's with her there now. So that's where she's gone. With the cubs are in this drainage system over here. So that's where that lioness is going, and so that's from the buffalo kill to there. Now the Nkuhumas have quite a big territory, so it's more or less, very roughly, does. Oh, see this bottom corner here has more sticks, and they actually go off this map. So that's the Nkuhuma territory. So quite a large territory. It does go a little bit further north here as well. So, and then the Styx Pride. Oh, this thing's supposed to work. There we go. Change color. There we go. The Styx Pride is down here, like that, and down onto Cheetah Plains. So there's the Cheetah Plains. So this is all Styx Pride here, down into Mala Mala, and off like that. So you can see, and the Styx Pride actually extends down to the south there. So very, very interesting. So Ryan was actually in Durban was actually asking. So this is the Styx. Oh, my handwriting is quite horrific. And that is the Nkuhuma. There we go. And so that lioness has probably walked about 2 k's, and it's very interesting. And I'm going to get a better map. I think this one's not as clear. So the lodge, our camp and quarantine is there, over there. So very, very interesting. So I'm going to try and get a better map so we can actually have a proper look at how the animal dynamics move around this area. But I'm so happy with my new toy. Let me put it back where I can't lose it in the box. I just need to be on the Game Drive radio for a second to find out what's going on. FM, last I heard, I'm first standby, you is second standby, Andrew's third standby. Silence on the radio. Anyway, we're actually right here. The lion kill's just down where Brian is pointing the camera. So we're going to head in there shortly. There's, as you saw this morning, those who are watching, it's a very thick area, and it's right in the bottom of a drainage line. There we go. Use the word drainage line. So it's at the junction of 2 little rivers. So there's only space for 2 vehicles at a time. So normally with lions, we would put 3 vehicles in, but just there's a lack of space at the moment there. Now with the cubs, that if that lioness goes back to the cubs that Jamie's following there now, I think we'll only put a maximum of 2, maybe one vehicle, just depending on the situation, because they are quite young. And now those young cubs as well, we won't view them after dark. It'll be a zoned sighting, and we'll try not view them too much when the mom's not there. If we find them and mom's not there, we generally spend a very short time and then we leave. But when mom's there, it's okay, because she can defend them from hyenas and different things. Now Arcadia was wondering why we view lion and leopard cubs differently. Now quite often it's the same rule. If the mom is there, it's a 1 vehicle sighting, and there it's okay to view them. Now mostly because the mother is more alert and will sense danger coming first. Now lions, obviously being quite a lot bigger than leopards, a single hyena doesn't really pose a threat to a lion's cubs if mom's there, but with a leopard it does. So a hyena will be sorted out by a single lioness, a single hyena. And that's the big difference. And we try, I mean, we can't not affect, I mean, we're driving around here, but we try and minimize our effects as much as possible. Okay, you can see it's an absolutely gorgeous winter's afternoon. And I'm so happy that large bank of cloud that was making Brian and I shiver earlier has gone, although I see Brian still hasn't lost his big blankie. And you can see those beautiful, beautiful blue sky. Okay, so we're going to be standing by here waiting for our chance to go into that lion sighting of the Nkuhumas on a buffalo kill. While we do that, let's go see how Jamie's faring.
Well, Brent waits for his turn at the lion sighting. We're waiting for our lioness to come to us. We are back where we were before, which is at Buffelshoek Dam, this time with a slightly different view, and a really stunning view at that, of a couple of very nervous impalas. Definitely not comfortable with the whole drinking situation. You can see them huddling together nervously, constantly alert. This is one of the most dangerous parts of their day, heading across for a drink. Puts them right out in the open with very little in the way of escape routes, and they have to contend with the ever-present risk of crocodiles. Not that there are any crocodiles in this area that we know of, but that definitely doesn't mean that there aren't any. And that constant nervous approach to the water's edge. Hello, ladies. You'd best get your drink quickly. I'm relatively certain there's a lioness on her way. The question is, what route is she going to take? Is she going to come past Buffelshoek Dam, or is she going to go north? We've got Taxon helping us on one side, Johan helping us on the other. It's just a matter of playing a little bit of a waiting game and checking behind us every now and again to make sure that she doesn't pop out somewhere here. In the meantime, Impala are busy trying to gather up their courage to go and have a drink. And hello to Mary while we sit here and have a look at Buffelshoek Dam. And Mary, I'm turning this way because I think she's going to come through this way, so I just want to keep an eye on where she might pop out. Mary would like to know how we can tell the difference between one lion and another. I'll have to be 100% honest with you, Mary. First of all, that was a little bit loud. I can't tell the difference between all of the individual lions. Because we spend as much time as we do with them, you do get to know them, to certain individuals, very, very well, and you start to look for the distinctive features. The most easily or not easily, actually, it's not that easy, especially if you're just looking at them while you're sitting next to them from the vehicle. But the most accurate identifying feature of a lion is its whisker spots that run along the side of its face. Each and every lion has a unique pattern of whisker spots, and those will stay the same throughout their lives, obviously just getting bigger. There's also differences with ears, with noses, but be very careful about identifying a lion with it using its nose, because the amount of black and pink will change throughout its lifetime, usually getting a bit darker as they get older. I think in that brief moment that I saw her face, I think that it's the female with the older set of cubs, which is a little bit of a concern because it does mean that she might not pop out here. It might mean that she's denning the older cubs somewhere further to the west of us. But I really honestly don't know. And it's the individuals like the amber-eyed lioness and the mothers of the cubs that we get to know because we've spent a lot of time with them recently, watching them very, very closely. Have our Impala managed to have a drink yet? No. Still the slightly panicked approach. There's a little bit of a puddle there that they're preferring to drink at, rather than coming through to the main body of the dam. But there are some intrepid females in the front that have decided that it's worth the risk to have water that's not totally muddied. Panic, panic, panic. Shame, and this place probably smells like lion absolutely everywhere. Chandra hears alarm calls up north. Taking my earpiece out for a moment. Panic backward. It is a relatively stressful affair watching them approach. Oh, panic, panic. Is there a crocodile? Is that a stick? Did I imagine that movement? Shame. Imagine living your life like that. Every time you go to get a drink from the fridge, you've got to make sure that nothing's going to attack you. Oh, one young male's just too thirsty to resist, and as soon as one goes, the others join in, skipping backwards and forwards. Panic! Impala to have a drink. I feel as though that's actually more painful than anything else. Angelique, you wanted to know how far a lioness will stash the cubs away when she goes out hunting. Oh, she could go anywhere up to 10 miles or more away from the cubs in terms of her hunting, where she has to go in order to find herself food. So whilst the lionesses tend to be, their movements tend to be a bit more restricted when they have small cubs that they are denning, they will, excuse me, most definitely be able to cover enormous amounts of ground, and they'll leave the cubs for up to 24 hours, potentially even longer at a time. Oh, mass panic. Mass panic. Nobody knows why we're panicking, but we're panicking, and it doesn't pay to be nonchalant if you're an impala, because everything wants to eat you. Time to go. Enough drinking, it is time to go. They're all straining to look backwards. I wonder what they've heard. Or is it just that they're trying to look over the dam wall, or over the dip of the dam, so that they don't get caught by an ambush predator waiting at the top for them to exit. Oh, no, we're still thirsty. Got a split here. Not all of the impala had enough to drink. And their reflexes have got to be absolutely spot on. If there was a crocodile in there, which there isn't, I would say it's safe to say, but you never know. If there was a crocodile out there, the speed at which a crocodile can launch itself out of the water, good 10 meters or more per second, that a large crocodile is moving at. An impala or a wildebeest or any drinking antelope needs to be very, very quick on its feet in order to escape its attentions. Panic again. Minor panic this time. No sign of the lioness. Perhaps I got over-eager in my approach to this area. Perhaps she has hidden her cubs a little bit closer to where we left her. And I think what we'll do is we'll go and we'll head back to that area and we'll do another little quick circuit and just check that she hasn't popped out on one of the roads. So while we do that, we'll go in search of lions of our own. Let us find out who is still at that buffalo kill and whether or not it's 4 females or if it's 3.
I can't see anything. Can you see anything, Brian? There's nothing here. I don't know. No, I'm only joking, of course. I'm just going to have to move so the vehicle can get out. But as you can see, there's an Nkuhuma lioness there. There's another one lying just off to the side of us. I'm just going to reverse out of the way. It's quite a tricky spot to get in and out of where that buffalo kill is. And there's the other mom of the cubs sleeping there. You can actually see the suckle marks on her nipples there, and she has got a nice big full tummy. So I wonder when she's going to start moving. Towards her cubs. There you go, look at that heavy panting there. You can see the very distinct sort of suckle marks. So there's quite a process happening there, trying to avoid driving over lion dung, which is something we all try to avoid at all times, especially when you drive near a buffalo afterwards and they will take off. But okay, we're going to try to get down to where the kill is now. Now I saw where that lion dung was. Now literally you have to, they just snuck right past this Nkuhuma lioness because she did not move an inch as it came past her. So you can see the track here going down, and she is completely indifferent. They're lucky enough that they don't have a GoPro ball to watch out for. So I'm going to have to do it in a couple of increments. There we go. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sneak past her down to the kill. It looks like there are some lions feeding on the kill. We've got 2 lionesses up here. And then, I mean, literally, if I leaned out, opened my door and leaned out, I could probably just, grab and pull. But it wouldn't be a good idea. These lionesses are incredibly relaxed. I mean, look at that. You can see all the flies on her. We are literally a foot from the tip of her tail. Madam, I know you... Oh, Nat, I was going to ask her to move, but it doesn't look like she's got any interest in moving. So I'm going to have to try and maneuver even more carefully now, without damaging the GoPros. She really doesn't want to move. Just cleaning herself there, so... there we go. She's going to move off. Now, that is... She isn't... Well, she could be pregnant, but it's difficult to say at the moment. Looks like she's going to go find a nice spot to lie down. Which does... Fortunately, I actually think she's going to go maybe find a spot to have an afternoon constitutional behind the termite mound. Worried about privacy. The only lion in the history of lions. Okay. Well, it does make it a little bit easier for us now that we don't have to try sneak around the side of her. Now, if this lioness starts moving, I'm definitely going to try follow her. Okay. Let's see how much they've eaten. This is you can see the angle we're coming into this at. We've eaten the whole hindquarters. That's amber eyes. So they still haven't eaten that much. And all 4 lionesses are looking very happy and full. Amber eyes less so than the others, but she was really hungry. She has been mating for quite a while. And hold on, getting a grip there. There's still lots of meat left on this buffalo. You can see the stomach has popped open at the back. It was still closed when we left first thing this morning. Now, all 5 lionesses took down this massive buffalo bull. Now, this is a particularly big buffalo bull, even as buffalo bulls go. And when we first arrived, the lionesses, only 1 or 2 were feeding. I think they exerted a huge amount of energy in bringing down this old boy. Now, Roger's wondering, at what age do lion cubs start eating meat? For about 3 months. Okay, I'm going to try just reposition quickly. Now, you got to be careful we don't get stuck in here. And just to show you quickly before we move, the other lioness, the 4th lioness, is sleeping over there. There she is. Okay, now let's see if we can move her into the spot I want to get to. And Dave and I managed to get up there this morning, so I'm sure we should be able to. And you can see the steep angle we're dealing with here. Now, the one trick you got to be careful about is not ending up on 3 wheels, because that tends to make life a little difficult when you want to leave. There we go. There she is. So we managed to get above her, and you can see those amber eyes. Look at that. So we're going to keep quiet, and you can actually hear her devouring this buffalo. We've got a very strong smell permeating through the air of undigested grass. And you can actually see it all there, around there. So that's some of the grass that hasn't made it through all 4 stomachs of the ruminant, and that still needs to be, would have still been, or that would have been chewed as cud at a later stage. But unfortunately, I think this boy's cud chewing days are definitely over. So there are a lot of vehicles trying to get in here, so we can't stay too long, but we'll stay as long as possible. Now, Brian's wondering why one lioness doesn't stay with the cubs while the others go out to hunt. Well, they're so far away from here, the cubs, that she has to go out hunting. So most of the animals out here, well, the predators, will leave their cubs hidden while they go hunting. So she wouldn't be able to produce enough milk if she didn't, and then the cubs wouldn't survive. Okay, there's another vehicle coming in now, so we want to get out of here, otherwise we're going to close up the sighting. And we've still got those other lions up at the top, so we'll leave Amber Eyes to her munching on the buffalo, and let's try not get too stuck on our way through. There we go. One last quick look, and there we go. Let's go out. Now I want to keep an eye on that, the one mom, to see if she decides to start moving at some point. Oh, I picked up a stick. So there's Mom. Just want to see where the other lioness has gone. Where did she go? She walked off perhaps around the termite mound. Can't see where she's gone just now. We'll have a look a little later. Here we go. There's Mom. I'm just going to be on the game drive radio for a second. Stations, we can open this up to 3 movers. Just 2 at the carcass. The other fuzzies are lying up out in the top of the shkova in the open. Thanks very much, Andres. Okay, as you can see, I wonder when she's going to start moving back towards her cubs. So Roger and James Richard are wondering if they thought there was a Birmingham boy as well. And I didn't know. I thought there might be, but there's not. It's only the girls. I've got a few more minutes we can spend with Mom. And there are unfortunately about 5 or 6 vehicles still waiting to come in here. So we've had such a great view, and we had a great view this morning as well. And we can't be too selfish. We've got to share. Oh, there's the lioness. There she is behind. She's walking away. She might be... I wonder where she's off to. Now, she's going to lie down. Maybe she's just going to lie down there. I can see that heavy breathing from that massive amount of meat that they've consumed. Now, on average, a lioness will probably eat about 8 kilograms, so just under 10 pounds of meat in a day. On average, but they are able to glut sort of 15 kgs in a sitting. And when they have a carcass like this, they'll eat far more than 8 kgs a day. But on average, that's how much they need to survive. Well, hi, Jen B. Jen would like to know why lions and leopards don't use their claws to open a kill. Well, their claws will just get hooked and they might damage them if they rip. They're sort of more for catching rather than opening. And you can see she's giving her paws a lick. And of course, I think it's much easier for them to use those modified premolars that basically work like a very sharp pair of pliers to open up thick skin. First station standing by for Lingala. Start making your way. When you get to the turnoff, I'll make my way out for you. Okay, so as soon as they get a bit closer, we're going to have to leave. As I said, there's a lot of people trying to get in here this evening while there's still light. Isn't that good for all the Nkuhuma ladies? It's a bit of a time of plenty. Now that could change. You heard us mention a Birmingham boy a little earlier. Now, if a Birmingham boy were to meander into this area, he would take the lion's share of that kill. He would dominate the females around the kill. Oh, isn't that pretty? I wonder if she's going to start heading towards the cubs soon. Move backwards slightly so as to make some space for the vehicle to sneak past us. Oh, look at that, isn't she gorgeous? Okay, we're just going to make a little bit of space here quickly. You got a shot through there, Brian? There we go. Lovely. There she is. Marisha is saying, what were those birds we could hear in the background? Marisha, I can hear a few different bird species, and I'm not sure which ones exactly you were referring to. And, oh, flat cat. So maybe not heading back towards the babies just yet. But I did hear some crested francolin calling. Oh, she's going to have a snooze. Well, let's go look at the other lioness. She looked like she was sitting up. Oof, now the sun has left us, and in the shade you can actually feel the temperature drop quite heavily. You can see this is quite a spot to get into. Just getting in here, it can put you in some quite precarious. I mean, what angle you think we're at now, Brian? 30 degrees, so we're sitting at about 30 degrees, like that. There we go, off it now. Now you can take these vehicles to about 45 degrees. It really feels like you're about to fall over, even though you're not. Oh, it looks like she's, where was she? She was lying over here. Where did she go? Sneaky lady. The disappearing lioness. We've had a few of those over the last while. But we're going to have to move out now to make space for Neil. But we have had such a glorious sighting, and we've had lines with Jamie as well. And I'm going to start crashing out of the block. I think I'm going to go start heading towards where Tingana might pop out. So while we do that, let's go back across to Jamie.
Block. Apparently you can't hear anything. There we go. Now you can hear us, Mike. All is well on my side in terms of... Nope, I'm still fine. Okay, we seem to be all good. The lioness hasn't made her way out. It is getting too dark for us to approach her if she has moved back to the cubs anyway. We've had a brief, wonderful view of her, but we are most definitely not going to be trying to follow up as it starts to get dark. For new viewers, we do not put spotlights or lights on any kind of cub before they reach a certain age. We'll be leaving her to feed her little ones in peace, and we'll have to follow up on the sunrise safari. Definitely the mother of the older cubs, because she hasn't popped out where the younger cubs were denning. They were seen first thing on the sunrise safari this morning with James. And bravo to Brent for managing to get into that lion sighting. I just had overheard a very entertaining conversation between two guides on the radio. We've got two different game drive channels for different areas as we leave our Impala. One is for the west, one is for our side of things, and the conversation went something along this: are you sure you don't want to go to these lions? Because you can just take standby number 16, which was absolutely hilarious. Right, while I go off and search, just in case we do bump into her, let's go back to Brent for a farewell to the lions.
Well, it looks like we might not have to say goodbye, as this one lioness has got up and she's moved. This has now become a separate sighting. So I'm going to stick with her, and she is heading back towards Djuma. Now, I can't see suckle marks, or if they are, they're quite new. So this could be the mom of those tiny little babies we saw this morning. Now, that could mean there could be 3 Nkuhumas with cubs. Wouldn't that be absolutely spectacular? Now, Michael's wondering, do lions plan to give birth at the same time? Not normally, Michael. So what happens in this particular case, there's just been a pride takeover, and that has caused a lot of sort of upheaval. And that means to placate the new pride males, all the lionesses would have probably come into estrus at about the same or similar time. So that's why we're having the cubs quite close together. Sorry, it's right. The Singala is now mobile east towards Gari Main. I'm going to keep with her in the block. Negative, Doug. The one with the very noticeable suckle marks is still there, but we do think there might be 3 sets of cubs now. I just haven't had a good view of her belly yet. Sorry guys, just gotta let Doug know where to go. He went into Vuyatela. He was quite far in when they lost him this morning. Okay, so we're still with her. Okay. So she's going straight back to Djuma, so I'm going to stick with her for now. Ooh. Bad Combritan branch. Watch out, Brian. Okay. So she's just over there, but I'm going to try not go through the thick area she is. I'm going to jump ahead of her to the road. And I'm going to have to be on the other game drive channel quickly to let the guys in the north know that she's about to cross. Station's a single one side Tingala is about to cross Triple M just to the west of the Transformer or Impala Plains junction. There we go. So she just went through a bit of a thicker area. We decided to take our chances in a slightly more open area where we had the opportunity to. And I'm still trying to have a look at her teats. It could be signs of suckle marks there. Let's just jump up around in front of her. Hello, big girl. trying to see as she goes close to us. It looks like there's a possibility, but they're quite small circle marks, so maybe it is the little ones. Now she's crossed almost exactly where Tingana crossed. Maybe she'll chase him up a tree for us. Okay. Now Dina's wondering, is there any way to know exactly how long it takes her to digest meat to produce milk? Dina, I'm sure there is a way, but I'm not sure how to work it out, to be honest. So I'm sure there is a way. I'd assume that they probably, the digestive process might be a little bit quicker when they've got cubs, due to the fact that they need more protein to produce milk. Now she's literally going where I was walking after Tingana a little bit earlier today. So we'll stick with her now while we can, but if I feel she's getting near a den site where there are cubs, I'm going to leave her because it is getting dark. But I think she is still quite far away from the cubs at the moment, probably about 3 or 4 k's. Maybe not that much, but probably about 2.5, 3 k's from the den area. And the nice thing about following lines is you never know what they might drum up. So she might find Tingana and chase him for us. She might steal his kill. She might chase a hyena. So it's definitely worth sticking with her while she's on the move. And this is incredible. We are 15 foot behind a wild African lion on a live African safari, and you're joining us from all over the world as we follow her through the African bush. Isn't that just incredible? And remember, if you want to ask any questions about this gorgeous lioness, you can do that by using the hashtag #SafariLive on Twitter, or you can use the email address questions@WildEarthTV. Let's have a look. Fortunately, so far she's choosing a nice, relatively open area for us to follow her. That. Look at that. So she's just stopped for a quick lick. She is heading into a slightly more trying area, but hopefully we'll find a nice elephant path to stick with her. Oh, come on, hopefully she finds us a Tingana. Wouldn't that be nice, Brian? She's going on the right of the termite mound, we're going to go on the left. The drought certainly has the area she's choosing is making our life quite pleasant. Also, it helps that it's not night time. It's always more difficult to drive through these areas in the dark. first time we're going to have to take a bit of a wide run around here to avoid some bushes and that. Beautiful big torchwood Balanites tree. Okay, so she's going into a bit of a thicker area now. We will try to stay with her as we bounce along through the African bush. But now from one large lioness to some smaller ones.
Guys, I've got such an incredible surprise for you. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to show you. She wasn't going to feed them, she was going to fish them. Look at this. Look what we've got here. Hello, little munchkins. Aren't you just too gorgeous? Absolutely wonderful. Jerry is doing a marvelous job of resisting the squeal. In response, I'm almost resisting it. Look how tiny they are in comparison to her. This is just too wonderful. And we have yours to thank for this phenomenal sighting. And because it's not too dark yet, we've just squeezed it in at the right point. Oh. Little tiny one in front, slightly larger one in the middle, and one straggler. It doesn't get better than this, does it, Chandra? I have been looking forward to moments like this for months, to watch these perfect little miniature predators following Mom. All paws and floppy skin and spots. Oh, go, 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 guys. It's time for you to get off quarantine. Dot, dot, dot. Where's your mummy taking you? She's got a special dinner plan for you lot. So cool. Okay, guys, we're going to reposition. We obviously... When it gets dark, we are absolutely leaving them be. Oh wait, hold on, there's one little one that's still... Let's just wait. I wanted to catch up with Mom first before I reposition. Don't want to make them feel uncomfortable. Go, little one, go! Go, go, go! How awesome is that? So cool! Jandre, that's the biggest smile I've seen on Jandre's face in a long time. Oh wow. Oh wow, wow, wow. Look at that. It's time for a rest. Okay. We are going to be extra specially careful. Make sure that she is not frightened and her cubs are not frightened. You can see them gambling playfully in her direction. Whoopsie. Little ones, Mom has got such a special surprise for you. You're going to have a bite of buffalo carcass. Shame. Mommy, wait, Mommy, wait. Oh, straggler again. Where's the straggler gone? Oh, little straggler. Come, come, come. Mommy, wait, Mommy, wait, Mommy, wait. I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. Wait for me. Oh, Mommy, we've got such little legs. It's hard to keep up. Okay, we're there's a chance we're actually going to bump into Brent relatively soon. He is on his way in this direction, the second lioness. He's going to meet her, which is fantastic. It means she'll have an escort. We're going to reposition one more time, and then we're going to leave them alone, because it is dark and they are on the move. I don't want to scare them in any way. Back onto the road. This has been incredible! What a wonderful way to finish off a day. Such special little creatures. I can see Brent's lights. He's not far from us at all. Okay, we're going to reposition for one last view. I'm going to get a little bit ahead of her, and then we're going to leave our little lion cubs to their nocturnal journey. Let's just speed round here quickly. I don't think you're going to wipe the grin off Chandra and myself's faces for a long time to come. We're going to be bouncing off the walls when we get back to camp tonight. Okay, she's going to pop out. I just want to go slowly here, so I don't, there she is, run the risk of frightening her or the cubs. And we're not going to drive right on top of it. We're going to let her slowly come in front of us. Yay! Okay, our last view for now. We're going to let them march off. Impala already alarm calling. They've spotted her. They look so very, very fragile. Tiny. Bouncing across. Oh, standing on each other. Oh, you're so cute. Oh, we need a break, Mommy. We're so tiny and our legs are so short. And she is striding off in the direction of the carcass, watched by a host of impala. But at only a couple of weeks old, these lion cubs are not yet a threat. Wow. Isn't this absolutely incredible? There's always that little straggler. Well done, girl. You've done a good job. They worked hard last night to fill their own stomachs, and now taking the cubs across to them. Guys, we're going to let them go off into the darkness, since it is, and we're losing light. You can see the impala racing across, giving her a clear demonstration that they are bigger and stronger than her. So while we let them disappear off into the night, let's go back over to Brent.
Hello! We're still here, we're still with that lioness. She's just taken us into a bit of a thicket. And I think she's going to pop out into the open. Brian, do you still see her? Just in front. Oh, there she is. Oh. And there's a stump. So what's going to happen, we're going to keep following her. If she does meet up with the other lioness, we'll turn all our lights off. There's still enough ambient light for this camera. This camera we can operate without our lights on. So it's the light we worry about quite a lot with the little guys. But these guys are obviously the bigger cubs. So it'll be very exciting to see the greeting. Now I think that lioness is taking the cubs to that buffalo carcass. So interesting times ahead, and we'll only probably find out that on tomorrow's sunrise safari. But isn't that exciting? She might not meet up with the others. She might actually just go for a drink and then head back towards where her cubs are. Now she can hear the impalas that are alarming at the other lions. I don't think she knows whether it's other lions and even another member of her pride from the impala alarm calls. Just get up ahead of her. Watch the thorns, Brian. I'm going to just sneak through there. There she is. Keeping us on our toes, she is. This little maze we've got to work our way through of thorn bushes here. There she is. Oh, she's about to walk straight into an impala. I'm just turning all the lights off quickly. The impala hasn't spotted her. There's the impala. She's spotted the impala. Now you must remember that these are opportunistic animals, even though she's got a belly full of buffalo. If she gets a chance to grab that male impala, she will. Now that impala has probably been distracted by the other lions, so it might not be quite as aware. Now we're not going to move the car right now. We're going to keep very, very still and just watch what unfolds. She's got enough cover. Now the other impala alarming at the other female with the cubs. So this impala is probably listening to those ones and being a bit oblivious. I can't see the impala. We can still see. She's been spotted, I think. Yes. You can see how her demeanor's changed completely. But if that impala had happened to stumble onto her, she would have taken advantage of it. I just need to be on the game drive for a second. Jamie. Jamie, confirm that other lioness went off the western edge of quarantine. Copy. I think I'm going to leave them. Taxi, if you keep coming, this Wansati is not going to meet up with them on Pimpan. She's heading now onto quarantine. You can see the impala in the background snorting. Okay, so they're not going to meet up. I think she's going to be making her way back towards her cubs, so we can stick with her. Firmios, make your way. So I think she might even walk right past final control on her way down to have a drink at the Vuyatela Dam pad. Now, final control, ladies. If a lion does walk past, stay indoors. Please do not walk outside. This has happened before. There we go. So the way she's heading, as she is going to head and walk between the lodge and final control. Firm yours. I think I can see suckle marks on her. Okay, there we go. Hey, firm. So I think she's going to go right past final control, and I'm sure the final control ladies are quite excited to have her. You can still hear the impalas all around us snorting at her. A very half-hearted attempt at a stalk she had there. I think she's going to walk between Yuri's house and Vuyatela. So I think she's probably 100 meters from Yuri's house at the moment, walking across quarantine. And there she is. I'm going to try to keep parallel to her, get my light in the right spot. Now she's walked with some serious determination. I mean, she hasn't stopped, done the normal lie about lion thing, but it is a nice cool evening. So that's enabling her to walk without overheating, even with that massive belly she's sporting at the moment. Now, she's heading back to those tiny cubs you saw. Now, Roger's wondering, will they meet up? No, the other lioness has actually gone past behind her. I'm convinced that that other lioness, those cubs are about 3 months old, she's going to take them to the kill. So they'll probably be on that buffalo kill. And so she won't meet up with that other lioness and the cubs you just saw with Jamie. She'll probably feed her cubs, spend some time with them. And just hang on a second. So there's a person there that she started looking at a little bit too intently. Mfwet, Ngala. So I don't normally do this, but we don't like it when lions look at people like that. I'm just going to go across to Jamie so I can go tell that person that they're being a bit silly.
Oh. Definitely not the best time of day to be wandering about. We are going to let Brent manage that situation. Obviously, we've closed the sighting now. We have left the lioness and her cubs. It's completely closed. There are no vehicles in it. Just for those of you that might be feeling a bit concerned for them, we've left them to go wandering into the night, and we will probably find them, and I hope you're all as excited as I am. We will probably find them tomorrow morning on the buffalo kill. It doesn't really, the excitement is going to got a few hours to sort of percolate and build before we rejoin them once again tomorrow morning on the sunrise safari. And I really hope that some of our new viewers were watching those. I know we had quite a few new viewers at the start of the drive. I really hope a few of them stuck around to get to see that special little moment. Oh, well, we head away from the lioness and the cubs. We're heading in the direction of where Tingana's tracks were last seen, just in the hope that we might top off our marvelous Monday with, it is Monday, right? Yes, our marvelous Monday with the sighting of Tingana once again, just because we like to aim incredibly high out here, the Tingana being the dominant male leopard in the area. Let us go and see if we can't find him. It's bitterly cold. Suddenly the temperature has plummeted, and there's a good chance that he's going to be wandering about. Yes, of course, to Gilly in Milwaukee. Apparently, Gilly, I can't even talk, let alone describe things. I'm just listening to the game drive comms. The lioness is distracted. I'm going to let Brent tell the story, but all is well on that side, just for those that are concerned. Right, Gilly in Milwaukee. Let's try this once again. I mentioned a baobab is my favorite fruit, and you wanted to know what its sort of size and taste. So size-wise, it is, we'll just pop this down for one moment, size-wise it is about this big, some bigger, some smaller, but sort of roughly the size of a large baseball with a very, very solid skin. And it has a beautiful tangy taste, like a tangy, citrusy, almost like a combination of guava and grapefruit. There you go, a bit more descriptive than animal smell. And speaking of animals, Brent still has his lioness. Let's go across so he can tell you the story of what happened.
Well, there was a bit of excitement for the evening. All is well, and she is now about to walk past the entrance to final control. And there she is. Maybe she'll have a look. Maybe she might go join the ladies. She's looking actually into final control at the moment. They're watching her through the window. So we'll show you quickly. Here we go. Now you can see, who's that? Geraldine or Louise through the window watching the lioness there. There we go. It's Chelsea watching the lioness walk past. There she is. She's going to head down towards the Djuma pan. Is our car making that noise? Strange. Okay, once she's in the thicket, so I'm just going to pop round ahead of her. Now, Lynn's wondering, is this the one that James found this morning with the very tiny cubs? I think so, Lynn. I mean, it's very difficult to say unless she goes right there. Oh my goodness. How do these cables get into this state? Radio and spotlight cables should never be near each other. It creates much confusion. So even though she's got that full belly, you can see how she's still alert. I mean, she did have an attempt at the stalk at an impala, an attempt at a stalk at a human. That's not a sentence we have to say every day, is it, Brian? Can you say it with attempted a human stalk? Yes, that's very interesting. Now, during the day, she probably would have completely ignored that human. But because it is night time, going into the is very different. She knows dominant predator. We are the dominant diurnal predator, but she is the dominant nocturnal predator. There we go. You can see there's the Djuma dam cam. Wait to see where she stops to drink, and we'll go try and get a good shot of her from the opposite side. Okay. How's that, Brian? You happy here? You good? Perfect. Here we go. Yeah, stopping for a drink. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that absolutely stunning? You can see a reflection in the water there. Absolutely beautiful. I've got to stop saying absolutely. I've used it 4 times. Oh. Lovely with that spotlight. Oh, look at that. I hope you guys are getting some fantastic screenshots. I'm going to do the same. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. So we do think this is the mother of those very small cubs that you saw with James on the sunrise safari. And she's probably going to head back and feed them. She will probably make her way back towards that buffalo carcass at some point as well. But without those small cubs, those cubs are far too young to be around a carcass at the moment. Full belly, nice little drink, and carry on. Now I'm going to try and continue to unravel. If you hear funny noises, it's me just trying to unravel the nest that the spotlight cable has become stuck in. Oh, there we go. Aha. So I think we're going to leave her now, and we're pretty almost certain she's heading back towards those cubs. So I think I'm just going to leave her to carry on. No problem. And I'm going to try and finish untangling. I think I've got it now. Let's go see what else is out there in this nocturnal wildlife. So while we move on and see what else we can find, Jamie's got a gorgeous African sky to show you.
We do indeed. Goodness, what is wrong with my speech pattern today? We have a gorgeous view for you. Just take a moment to watch this stunning vista. The unmistakable silhouette of a marula tree. Absolutely beautiful. Gives us a chance to just wind down after a not frenetic but incredibly exciting afternoon. It also gives us a chance to listen to the sounds of the evening in the African bush. Which I'm hoping might include the territorial rasping roar of the male leopard we're looking for. Oh. All is quiet, except for the plaintive calls of Taxon on the Game Drive channel to get the guys to open, to warn them all not to have anybody walking outside the lodge because there's lions. He's desperately trying to get hold of them. Right, thus continue on into the night to search for Tingana. So that was a really good example, I suppose, of what we always tell you guys, and I'm sure Brent has touched on it, just in terms of never walking in the bush in a big 5 area, especially where there's lions, at night. It's very, very dangerous. I wish Tingana had been on this tree. Would have just completed that view quite spectacularly. And leopards silhouetted against the burning bright orange of the African sunset. What did James describe it as yesterday? It was hilarious. Awe-inspiringly savage, or something similar. It was a very interesting description of a sunset. And a layer cake of light. It was a beautiful description, don't get me wrong. It was just an interesting one. It's one I've never heard before. Shall we stop and have another look at this, now that we've got an open view? Let us stop and have a look at the glorious view that we have in front of us. As dust comes flying past me from my wheels. The Drakensberg highlighted in red. Stunning. And the twinkling of the lights of various villages way off in the distance there. And the gentle sound of a cruiser engine starting up somewhere not too far from us. I wouldn't be surprised if it were an engine that had stopped, because they've... why has that? They're doing a U-turn now. Let's go find out what's happening there. Let's go and investigate. I'll turn my game drive comms, switch them over a channel. Right, so while we do that, I walk in the rain. That's the name of the viewer who would like a question answered. I walk in the rain. You're wondering how many sets of cubs we have. The answer is 2 confirmed from the Nkuhuma Pride. Quite possibly 3. But that's unconfirmed for now. So it could... What is there? Oh, cool. Very cool. A white-tailed mongoose. Shuffling about. Yep. A white-tailed mongoose. How awesome is that? Don't go. It's okay. Come back. Which way is he going to go? Left or right? He's going to go left. Oh, he's dashing off now. Hey, that's really, really nice. One of the largest members of our mongoose family, with a very clear white tail. I mean, it's not difficult to see why a white-tailed mongoose is called a white-tailed mongoose. Okay, let me see if I can't. I'm going to have to go a bit further forward. I was hoping I could roll forward without having to switch on. I think he's gone. I think he has dashed off. Yeah. No, he's vanished. Hey, that was really, really cool. That was one of the longer of our white-tailed mongoose sightings. Sorry to... I walk in the rain. We suspect there's 3 sets of cubs, but we know of 2 for absolute certain, and then there's also at least 2 sets of Styx cubs. Well, what a marvelous day to be out in the African bush. I'm going to go see what is here on this road. Somebody's found something. But while I do that, I'm going to actually say my farewells for now, unless there's something terribly exciting there. And a big thank you to Jean-Dre for his fantastic camera work as always. I know this, I'm sorry, I'm not concentrating right now, because I want to go see what's happening here. But while I do that, a big thank you to all of you for joining us on this marvelous live safari experience. And a big thank you to Jerry and to our control. Right, farewell. We will see you all on the sunrise safari. Cheers, guys. We'll catch you then. Bye-bye, everybody.
Hello. I'm back, and look at that gorgeous, gorgeous African sky. Now, I've been reminded... Oh, I'm just trying to... Oh, that's why I'm attached through my jacket. I've made a mess here. About my wild cotton. So I need to find it. It's in my box somewhere with my extra jerseys and blankets and things. Brian says I put it in the box. And Brian is normally right. What have I done with the wild cotton? Does it go into my jersey? No. Maybe it's in my other box. You can't have enough boxes. I really believe that. I've got lots of boxes. I have no idea where it's gone. Oh dear. Sorry, I had a torch in my mouth while I was speaking. Let me have another quick look. I seem to have misplaced the cotton. It is here somewhere. I know it is. It must be. Didn't put it in the dashboard. Ah, there it is. Ha! It got stuck on my jersey. Now, I'm not sure. Brian's going to have to let me know how much time's left because 2 minutes. There we go. Thank you, Brian. Because I obviously do not have ears. So, can we see it there, Brian? Now, normally, you would crush it up and whatnot, but now we're going to cheat. So, of course, I am not going to use a flint to spark it because, fortunately, we live in a modern age. So, we're ready. Stand back, Brian. Get ready to jump. Wow! And that didn't quite work. No, I'm only joking. So to actually really get it to burn properly, and you can also use it as a firelighter, you actually have to burn it for a little while. And you actually have to crush those seeds open and dry them for a bit. But so you can just see that even the cotton itself is very flammable when you just, there we go, let's go to the bottom side, and watch how it just sparks. You can see the little, almost little mini explosions happening there. Doesn't smell very nice. Let's put it out. There we go. So there we go. That's the wild cotton. And we apparently have 40 seconds left. So it's been wonderful having you on this really amazing sunset safari. And due to the fact we had cubs, always great to see. And very interesting to see that there is possibly 3 sets of cubs. Looking at those, there was definitely another female who looked like she had suckle marks that we left there. So we'll have to find out tomorrow, and that's why we keep doing this every day. It changes constantly. So from Brian, myself, and the rest of the Safari Live team, it's been amazing, and good night.